Welcome, AP Calculus students. Today starts our fairly abbreviated review for the AP test this year. And so what I want to do over the next series of the next 4 videos is just kind of give you some information about the test and kind of get you all the details you need to know so you're ready to take that test on May 12th. So today we'll start just kind of that. So again, your test is going to be Tuesday, May 12th at 2 o'clock. You should have gotten probably an email from College Board at this point with that information, but if not, you should be getting one on May 4th, which gives you all of that information about when all of your tests are going to be. You will get a ticket sent to you through email by College Board. That's what's going to allow you access to your exam, and that's also going to have an APID number on it. And so the day of the test, you'll click on the e-ticket. It will take you to the site for your test. You'll enter your ID number as well as fill out some other information for you to be able to take that test. So there is an AP checklist, and that is on our Canvas AP resource page right now. It's also on that website you see there on the screen. So at some point here soon, you should go check out that list and start to work through that and make sure you have everything set up. Whenever you get ready to take the test, you're going to need a device with an internet connection. It doesn't have to be your Chromebook. It can be a phone, even if you want to use a phone, tablet, a desktop computer, if you have one of those. It can't have Internet Explorer. It needs to have like Chrome or Firefox or Mozilla or Safari or something like that, but Internet Explorer won't work. Microsoft Edge would work as well. You'll need to have either some couple of documents open for you to type your work in or some papers for you to show your work on. And then you're welcome to have your calculator for the whole test, notes, study guides. You can have digital copies of those, hard copies of those, but those are going to be allowed for the test this year as well. Whenever you get ready to take the test, you need to check in 30 minutes before the test starts, which for this test, that would be at 1:30. There are some security procedures that you will need to work through during that half hour before the test. Now, it probably won't take you more than 5 or 10 minutes to do that, but you certainly want to get there early so you can get those out of the way and then have a few minutes to relax before your test starts. Question 1 will automatically pop on your screen at 2 o'clock. So if you log on at 1:58 and you don't get through the security stuff, that means you're losing time from your test to take the test. So make sure you get there early so you can get all that information filled in. You will be either typing your work or handwriting your work. You want to make sure you have that clearly organized. And on each one of the pages that you have work, you want to make sure whether it's typewritten or hand copied, make sure that you have your APID number and your initials at the top of each one of those pages. And then after you've completed the parts of that problem, then you can either copy and paste that into a text box that's on the test, or you can upload that as a file, or if you have done it by hand, you can take a picture of it either with your Chromebook, or if you want to try to do it with your phone and then send it to your Google Drive and then upload it that way. But take one picture per page, up to 5 pages. But you need to make sure that you press submit on that screen before time runs out. And it's okay if time runs out after you've hit submit and it's still uploading. That's fine. It can upload in the background, but you need to hit submit before that timer runs out. There'll be a timer on the screen the whole time. So basically on your test, you're going to have 2 questions. You'll have the first question, you'll have 25 minutes for that. And then you'll have a 5-minute window for you to upload your answers. And then there'll be 15-minute question for number 2. And then you'll have a 5-minute window to upload that response. And so you'll upload responses twice, once at the end of question 1, once at the end of question 2. If for some reason something happens while you are taking the test, if your computer goes out, you lose your internet connection, if the power goes out, if there's some kind of distraction at your house, if you have a dog goes crazy and starts running around the house and distracts you or whatever, you can request a retake within 48 hours of the end of the test. But now just running out of time because you didn't have enough time to answer the questions, that's not a valid reason. They won't give you a test retake for that. But if you have a tech issue or some other distraction that has kept you from finishing the test, they will let you retake the test, but you do need to take care of that within 48 hours. And so you'll need your e-ticket to do that, and we'll talk more about that in an upcoming video. Now, keep in mind, you may not have time to answer every question on these exams. Now, like I said, there's 2 questions, but that doesn't really mean just 2 questions. It's 1 question with several parts and then another question with several parts. You may not be able to answer every part of both questions, and don't worry about that. You can still pass. You can still get a 5 without answering every part. What they've mentioned in their webinars about this is that they're trying to give you many opportunities to show what you know. So they may be giving you more parts than they expect you to do, but they're hoping if there's 7 parts, you'll have time to do 5 of them very well and convince them that you know what you're doing. So focus on what you know. Don't stress over the stuff you don't know. If you look at a question and you only know how to do 3 of the 5 parts, just make sure you do those 3 parts really well. Make sure you can convince them that you do understand calculus as you're working through that. Now, what you need to do as we start getting ready for the test is, first of all, make sure you're getting your emails from College Board. If you aren't, log on to your College Board account, go under the settings and update that email address. But you need to make sure you're getting those emails because you will need that e-ticket. Download that AP test checklist and start filling it out. There's also an AP testing guide on our Canvas page and also on College Board. Make sure you look over that so you know what all the policies are. Basically, what they've said in the webinar is if there's not a policy in that guide, that means there's no policy on it. So if there's not a policy about using your calculator, that means there is no policy. You can use your calculator. So be familiar with what's in that AP testing guide. Review old free response questions. Now that's going to be our focus over the next 4 days, is I'm going to give you some free response questions inside My Open Math for you to work through. Now the way these are set up is you'll have 4 opportunities for each question. And after the 3rd opportunity, it's going to show you what the answers are. It's going to give you a tab that you can open that will show you the answers. And so, you should be able to, try them 3 times and get that answer. Don't just rush through them the first 3 times, get the answers and type the answers and, spend some time thinking about it, working through it. I'm also posting some videos from YouTube that are walkthroughs of old free response questions. I would highly recommend, if you want to do well on the AP test, that you take the time to look through those. They're usually 5 to 10 minutes long, so 10 to 20 minutes total. If you can do that before you work on the My Open Math assignment, that's probably going to be beneficial as you start working through that. It'll be kind of a review for you, but I'm not going to require that because I know not everybody may be taking the test or may be really concerned about the test, but it will really help you with those assignments. So review those old free response questions through the YouTube videos, through the assignments I'm giving you, work through those questions. If you have questions on a particular how to do a problem and you didn't quite understand how I got that answer or how you do that, there are discussion boards on Canvas right now open, and you should be able to go to those. And I prefer if you posted your questions there, because that way anybody can look at them and see the answers. So use those discussion boards on Canvas if you have any questions in specific about content, or if it's just in general about the test. And also, as you're reviewing here and as you're getting ready, make sure you're making notes. I know you've got your notes from all year long, but there's a lot of notes to go through. If you, as you're working through these free response questions, just kind of keep maybe a couple of pages of just kind of reminders for yourself, that'll come in probably handier as you're taking the test that day than if you've got to fumble through 50 pages of notes. If you have them kind of consolidated to the things that you really want to make sure you remember and on 1 or 2 pages, that'll be very helpful. So those are some things that you can be working on right now to get ready to take that AP test. So over the next few days, again, we'll spend some time going into a little bit more detail on these things. I'll probably repeat some of these things as well. But for today, you are ready to start your first AP free response question that is embedded in My Open Math. But like I said, you may want to watch those YouTube videos that are posted first. All right, well, good luck.